So in this quick tip, we're going to discuss a few different things. We're going to talk about opacity and flow, which you find up here. We're also going to talk about opacity and fill in the layer panel over here. Okay, guys, really quickly, I just want to share with you a couple of things. So in my store, as you probably all know now, I have downloadable courses that you can purchase at your leisure and watch at your leisure and keep forever. So I have this fine art course. I also have a light shoot edit painterly portraits, which is this one here. Both of them were 2+ hours. And I'm currently working on painting courses. I have just about finished the intermediate and the beginners, and I will post those coming up soon. Each of these categories will have a few videos for beginners, a few videos for intermediate, and then a few videos for advanced. So check out my store if you're interested in that. And as promised, I wanted to also let you know that I do now have in my store my brand new 2026 brush set. This is more of an add-on to the 2025 brush set, but all of these images here were edited using this brush set. I wanted to let you know that this set also includes a library item, which is actually a layer style, and it really helps make the oil brushes and the painting brushes look more raised and authentic to real paint. Anyway, let's get back to the video. We're going to start with opacity. Now, I never use opacity, which means I always have it at 100%. Consider opacity to be transparency. That's the best way to think about it. So if we put our opacity or transparency down to 10%, let's say, and we grab a color over here, this is the way that transparency or opacity works. So as long as your stylist or your mouse is being held down, it doesn't matter how much you brush onto your canvas, it will never get darker than this. This is the way it'll be, okay? So if I lift up my stylus, or I lift up my mouse, or I unclick my button on my mouse, and I do it again, all it's going to do is add another 10% transparency or opacity to that particular layer. Okay, and that's the way that this works. It's very much like using the layer over here, opacity as well. And I'll give you an example. So let's just delete that, add another one. We're going to put our opacity back up to 100. Now, we're just going to work on the opacity slider over here. So if I come in and I use this, this is 100% transparency, which means there's no transparency to this at all, right? But if I reduce my opacity down to 10, then it's identical as if I used opacity at 10% there. So think of it like a layer. Every time you lift your brush up is another layer if you were using the opacity in the layer over here, okay? So that is your opacity. So that means that you are looking at adding a very transparent layer of paint for whatever you're doing, okay? Alternatively, let's work on flow. So if I put flow at 10%, the difference between opacity and flow, the reason why I use flow is because, especially in retouching and painting, this is what happens. So if I come down like this, with every stroke, it adds another 10%. So it's very much like paint. To me, it gives me a lot more control, especially with dodging and burning and things like that, right? So I can paint by feathering, adding it, add a darker color, you're going to add another 10%, and you can blend it so much easier and get the control that you want that way. And that's why I use flow. Now, if I hold this down and keep going over and over like this, I'm eventually going to get to 100%. That's the reason why it's particularly good for painting. So those are those differences. Now, what about fill down here? What is that difference? That difference actually is only good for a couple of things. The first thing that it's really good for is different kinds of layer styles. So for instance, in the halo tutorial that you may be familiar with, if I come over here and I grab my ellipse tool and I make a circle like so, let's say that I have it here, so it fills it, okay? So if I were to reduce the opacity now, it would just give me a transparent version of that circle. And with fill, it's basically going to do the same thing, all right? But where layer styles come into effect is if I double click on this, and let's say I add a drop shadow or a stroke. Let's just start with stroke. So if you click on the stroke layer here, and let's say you increase your size of your stroke to 10 pixels. Let's say I change this to multiply, and I change my color to perhaps a gold. Okay, so you can see it here, but if you now reduce your fill, it's going to get rid of that whole little brown color, and it's going to only keep that particular layer style. And that's how we make our halo, right? And the only way to work with this afterwards is to rasterize that layer style, and then now you just have that little circle, okay? So let's just undo that. The other way that you work with the fill is if you are working with blend modes. So these are the blend modes here. These are the ones that work with fill. So if I come in and I go, let's say, actually, these ones here too, like there's several, all of these work, some of these work, you have to play with them, but I use color dodge all the time. If I am in my color dodge and I double click this layer and I turn off this transparency shapes layer, now I have a very, very glowy brush, right? So this is going to make my golds really glowy. You can use whatever color you want, but I typically will use this when I'm looking to really drastically increase highlights, like even with the halo. This is the blend mode we use. Okay, so let's say I wanted to add that to her ear. And this is great for lanterns or any of the other types of special effects that we like to do in our creative editing. So if you use this in here, and let's say we added a little bit to her eye, and maybe we went just a little too far. Okay, so that was too far. Now you can reduce the opacity, but again, it's just making it more transparent. But if you reduce the fill now, it actually does it much more seamlessly, and it ends up looking far better transition-wise. So I always use the fill for this particular blend mode here. Now, if you use, let's say, an overlay blend mode, and you're coming in here and you're adding this to, let's say, the baby's cheeks, ears, hair, it's going to do the same thing. So if we reduce the opacity, it's just going to make it more transparent. If we reduce the fill, it's going to do it more subtly, but it's going to maintain that glow that this particular overlay blend mode gives you. It's going to maintain that shiny, glowy look. It's not making it transparent per se. It's reducing the effect, but not totally. And so with those blend modes, these ones here, color dodge, linear dodge, these ones here, it's going to work the same way. It's going to be just as impactful. Vivid light too. So if I reduce that fill all the way down, let's say to here, this is only 22%, it still looks super vibrant. If I come up to opacity and reduce it, it just kind of makes it transparent. It's not quite as good. But you need to play with these, and those are really fun. I find them to be super creative ways to do things. Now, let's say that we were working on our flow. Let's say that we were looking at adding in just a little bit of blush to her cheek here. Okay, so 10%, right? But the more I still paint over it, it's adding more and more flow. A little bit, 10% all the time. And that is the way that I like to paint. That's the way that I like to do things. And that's the reason why I use flow. Because if I'm constantly trying to remember, oh, I better lift up my brush, otherwise I'm only going to be stuck at 10% transparency, then I would work with opacity. And then this way you can still come in. This is on normal blend mode. Let's change it now to, let's change it to color dodge. Okay. Now if we reduce our fill See how it still maintains the brightness, or the brightness, I would call it, of this, right? And if we reduce the opacity, it just kind of flattens it, and it doesn't maintain that lightness of that particular color dodge blend mode. So I'm not sure how else to explain this. There is one more thing that you can do. Let's say that you wanted to add a gradient. So let's just come in here and add a gradient. Let's just go ahead and use this one. This is fine. If we wanted to change our blend mode now to color dodge or to overlay, now if we reduce our fill, it ends up being a really pretty effect. If we end up reducing the opacity, it's a completely different effect. It's more transparent. So you just have to find out the proper usage for which one that you would want to use. But I personally work in flow all the time, and that's just what I find works best for me. So I hope that this makes more sense. So flow is for painting, opacity is for adding however much of a percentage of transparency you want to add. And I find that to be a little bit more difficult because every time you lift up your brush or your mouse, unclick your mouse, you have to remember that you're adding another 10% on top, whereby with this particular flow, then every time you're painting, you're starting with 10%. It doesn't matter if you happen to lift up your stylist, you're still able to gradually increase that, which is more like drawing or painting, and it just gives you way more control. Now, if you have started the painting course, you're going to notice that I talk about flow over opacity, and this is the reason why. Because if I, for instance, come down here and start adding a shadow to this portion over here, and I can just seamlessly lift up, not lift up, whatever I want to do, I'm going to maintain that control over what I'm doing as I'm painting, and I don't really have to think about it. Whereby if I change this to 100, and I change this to 10, and let's say all I'm doing is this, and I'm not remembering that I have to lift up my stylist or unclick my mouse, all I'm getting is this 10% opacity period. It's not changing at all. This is all I'm going to get. So it's not as intuitive to me. I can lift up, but then I have to remember, I better lift up. I got to lift up. I got to lift up. I got to lift up, right? And I don't want to do that. That's why I use flow. So I hope this quick tip makes more sense and you learned a couple tips. Talk to you later.